I hope all of you are taking care of yourselves, healthy, doing well. Many of you are staying home. So I thought today's topic, home practice. Let's talk about practice. What is practice? Practicing what? Are we limited to seated meditation? As daily activities for the practice? What is home? Is home your house? In the Chan tradition, when we talk about practice, we're talking about cultivating the mind. How do we cultivate the mind? It means we are allowing the mind to regain its original freedom. Unbound, unrestrained, limited, pushed and pulled by vexations, greed, hatred, ignorance, and all the subsequent subcategories of emotional fictions. So this process of practice is cultivating the mind, the heart, allowing to regain its freedom, that's one side, free from all the wandering thoughts, vexations. On the other side is to bring forth its full potential, compassion, love, and all the virtues. That's practice. From the Chan perspective, all of these dimensions are intrinsic to the mind. The mind has infinite possibilities. If there's something that's inexhaustible in the world, it is the mind, the heart. And here, when I say mind, it's together with the heart. So it's not necessarily the cerebral part, mind, heart, is visceral or feeling. These two are integrated together. That's practice. So as long as you're awake and under whatever circumstances you find yourself, you begin there. Until even in sleep, you don't give rise to vexations. And when you do give rise to vexations, even in sleep, you recognize vexations, let it go. So that's what practice is. In terms of the blueprint, if there was such a thing, the course practice, it involves recognizing the workings of the mind, the heart. You have to see what's going on in your mind in order to cultivate it. So recognizing and embracing is very important, because a lot of times we're so habituated in operating in this tendency of grasping, rejecting, good and bad, having and lacking. I want this, I don't want that. So that itself is vexations. So you don't want to have that attitude to engage in the practice. So you embrace, you accept everything. That's the first thing, because all of these things that come up is you. Recognizing, embracing. Then we transform. You expose the negative parts, vexations, we're aware of it, we accept it. It's not some culprit outside causing us vexations. Yes, there are people that are doing certain things that doesn't really gel with us. We see them as culprit. But if within our mental continuum, we don't have the seeds of hatred, greed, jealousy, and so on, then even if their external circumstances are such a way, it would be impossible to generate those thoughts. So we're grateful to adversities that expose, help us see all these aspects of ourselves. So we have to embrace it. It's part of us. This embracing is important because we start to take responsibility for ourselves instead of other people on the problem. If only we get rid of them, then I'm at peace. Then you're kind of exchanging your own sense of peace and giving it in the hands of someone else outside. They control it. And so embracing means we take responsibility for ourselves. And we don't try to blame someone else. Self-cultivation. In this process, then we can talk about transforming, cultivating, working with different shortcomings that we have, and different virtuous qualities that we have, innocence that we have. We try to cultivate, nourish that. Then you can let go. You can't really let go if you don't even recognize, you don't even accept, and you don't try to address it, work with it, work through it. So this is generally the blueprint, if you will, practice. And as I said earlier, practice day and night, all situations. There's another angle to understand practice. Most people live in the head because we're used to using our head. Think, ruminate, fantasize, create all kinds of things. That is itself not a problem. But if we don't know how to work with that, then we're just completely at the mercy of whatever thoughts that we tend to have. If you think about bad thoughts, you feel bad. Think about good thoughts, you feel elated. So it's like a puppet on strings. We're pushed and pulled by all these things that's going on inside. Thoughts and feelings. So another angle of practice, what practice means is, we have to learn to not be so caught up with our own views. Most of the time, when we think of someone as this and that, we can't really distinguish our own thinking with how that person actually is. In other words, we think this person is a jerk, we think this person is a friend, then they're just a jerk, or they're just a friend. But that's our narrative of that person. So for most people, they can't distinguish that. Well, that person is just a jerk. Yeah, that's your story of that person's jerk. Someone else, that person is the best friend. And so we live in our own construct of ego world. So we have to begin to allow more space to our own thoughts and feelings, not get so entangled. And that ability actually comes from seated meditation. the simple exercise of meditating, having a method, thoughts strays you away from the method, you bring it back. Wanders off, you bring it back. Wanders off, bring it back. Just that simple exercise, we begin to actually learn to allow more space. So you're not that thought, it's just a thought. Come and go, come and go, come and go. So naturally, this starts to have an effect on our relationship with our thoughts and feelings. Less attached. You can actually give some distance to it. See it coming, see it rising, see it falling. That's it. The meditation 101, the effects. This is good. So we have to kind of cultivate it, because the next step is, once you're not so engrossed in these thoughts and feelings, and you have a task at hand, whether it's seated meditation, counting the breath, working the breath, silent meditation, or washing dishes, talking with someone, whatever the task at hand, that becomes part of the practice. So instead of being sidetracked, distracted by things, conflating our own dream, our own notion onto the thing, can't distinguish between our idea of the thing and the actual thing. We begin to be more spacious. And that's where concentration begins. So when we are less distracted, we become more concentrated. This means we have less wandering thoughts. This quality can't come from reading books about meditation. You have to cultivate it. From what? Wandering thoughts, having wandering thoughts, again and again and again and again, with great interest, relaxed, pleasant. The undercurrent tone of our heart is content. Content has less grasping and rejecting. Content, and use the method. Wanders off and back. Content. Expose the wandering thoughts. Embrace. Accept them. Just, you're not them. Accept them. Don't need to add anything to it. Just bring it back. Then concentration. See? Then concentration will lead to, you will begin to have moments, glimpses of what we call unification. So it's just a deeper experience of concentration. Unification. Some people, on a shallow level, people call it entering the flow of things. Just in the flow. This is a kind of shallow experience of unification of body and mind. And experiential, it simply means the body drops away. Like you don't feel the burden of the body. But most of the time, if we have all relaxations, our body feels heavy, sluggish, and aches and pain, and influencing our sense of well-being or sense of peace. That's not unification of body. The body is a burden. So unification of body and mind, a clear signpost is light, at ease. The body, you don't feel the body and mind is just together. You don't feel a burden. You're just like a basketball player. Basketball player, the movements of dribbling the ball is so familiar. It's automatic. The body just flows. Or a piano player. If the piano player still have to think about, what's a C note, D, and F minor, clumsy. You have to think of which finger is what. The body and mind is not one. So for a piano player, it's just the mind body is just together. Just they see the note, they will automatically hear They see the score automatically here, the note. The hands automatically here. The coordination is perfect. This also happens in meditation. Body relax progressively, then let it go on the method. So it's just the method. Aches and pains vanishes. Of course, after some time, if you sit for a long time, then the body can pull you on. Or driving, for example. If you have a sports car, you feel, the stiff suspension. You feel the road as you drive it. You feel like you are the car driving. So, or the equestrian riding the horse. So there's the Japanese car manufacturer, Mazda. The motto for their Mazda Miata series, Miata car, is Jinba Itai. Jinba Itai means body, self, and the horse horsepower, one. A single body. Right? So this is like, this is the flow. That's what's meant by body and mind unification. So scattered brain, concentration, unification. And there are deeper levels of it. The shallow level is body and mind. This could be done in washing dishes. Daily task. Completely present to a person. Someone's sick, or you're helping someone. You're just right there. Nothing else. A deeper level of body and mind together is this engaging with the environment. It's called self-environment one. This is like I said, helping other people, being present to others. A little deeper version of that is when you come out of meditation. This is something quite common for people. They feel the environment is vivid and alive. Everything in the environment, even brighter. Even looking at garbage, kind of vividness. This is the kind of diminishing of self-grasping. Conversely, the external environment becomes more prominent. Self-environment becomes this deeper version of that. Like previous thought, subsequent thought, one. What does that mean? It just means the mind halts. One thought, single moment. What is that? Method. It's nothing else. It's just a method. It stops there. So that we call samadhi, or jhana. And depending on the depth of these states, the dissolution of sensory faculties, then you have different corresponding experiences of consciousness. Infinite lights, infinite space, sense of consciousness. Mind pervasive everything, or nothingness, all of these states. Now, this is getting a little more abstract, but just wanted to talk about what practice means from this angle. Of course, all of these states are, in a sense, altered states of consciousness and mind. But they're not awakened states. They're just either scattered, concentrated, unified. Only the last one counts as awakening, which is no mind, not vacuity, no self-referential mind. The self is ever present, self-grasping, self-cherishing, ever present. So when this suddenly vanishes, it's not that nothing is there anymore. In fact, everything is there. The clarity of everything, except there's no referentials, me, I, mine, filtering through the experience of it, that suddenly vanishes. That is the way. So, practice, we have these various ways of talking about blueprint. Home. Now, on a conventional level, home practice. Maybe Guo Gu is going to talk about how to set up the altar, how to have a proper diet, regimen, now that we all stay home. Make sure you do some exercise. Every hour you stand up, stretch a little bit. Make sure you eat properly. Make sure you're not on the computer all the time. Sleeping well. In terms of diet, drink lots of water. Don't eat so much. Very easy. You have a computer, a bag of chips, or something. Just eat unconsciously. Don't do that. Maybe eat. If you're not so mobile, doing a lot of exercise, maybe just once a day. Setting up the altar, have a space dedicated in your house for practice. Everything you walk by, you see it, it's a reminder. It's external forms. Schedule. So practice every day. Seated meditation. But practice, besides seated meditation, there's also daily practice, like everyday interactions. These meetings online, or even family, friends, the different chores around the house, all of this is included. You make sure you cultivate the mind. You remember what cultivate the mind is? Free yourself from vexations, come back to the task at hand. Allow yourself more space. Not be so pushed and pulled, so strong along with all the wandering thoughts. So see it, expose it, recognize, you embrace it. And then you can work with it. Let go. So all of the daily activities can be considered home practice. So home, the way I'm presenting, it's no longer like in your house. It's tied to your life. So home is your life. Your life is your home. At a deeper level, where's home? Where's our original home? Abode. So, this is the place in which you are at ease. A home. It's a place where you're at ease. Home is somewhere familiar to you. So familiar. It's like looking at things in the palm of your hand. You know exactly where things are. Exactly where things are. Your home. That's someone else's home. A stranger, it's your home. You know exactly where things are. So, home, literally your house. Home, your life. And home, your mind. Your heart. You should know exactly where things are. It should be so familiar to you. Like someone asking you about your home. You know where everything is. In the palm of your hand. And you're at ease in this home. ease, you feel secure, you feel safe. And yet another level, where is home? Where is the genuine refuge? That which we can entrust our life. What is that? Mind? Definitely not the wandering thought mind or the emotional roller coaster, that kind of mind. What is that which is neither coming or going? Fluctuating, depressing. What is the refuge? What is it? Where's your home? That is the whole point of Buddhist practice. Many words in the scriptures talk about that. Come up with all kinds of jargon. Buddha nature, Tathagata Garba, original awakening, intrinsic enlightenment, and so on and so forth. All these are just words. You have to see it for yourself. Home. And this is the core of Guo Gu, or koan, what? The source. What is it? What is that which is unconstrained, undefined, unlimited by grasping, rejecting, having, lacking, wanting, needing, good, bad? What is it that can pierce right through? What is home? So, if you can discover this, then anywhere is your home. You can be at a party, you can be at a friend's house, you can be at a strange place you've never been to. You figure out you're at peace. You're free. If we had to be dependent on a literal house, having an altar, having a routine, and having friends and social life to engage in practice, yeah, all of them are good. All of them are good. Of course, you have your mind. Wherever you are, there you are. That's where you practice. Whatever the reaction reveals what needs to be done. So it's good. But all these previous three types of home, they all come and go. Always changing. Can't keep up with it. These are the branches. You gotta get to the root. Home practice. And if you want to know more, then you find a teacher. Once this coronavirus pandemic is over, people can actually go out and they can do intensive retreat. Invest some time. It's our prerogative. We don't even know where our home is. Who are we? It's something very basic to our life. The task of this life to see personally. So you have to invest time, effort. You have to learn to practice correctly. Proper guidance. Just reading books here and there, you'll be confused. Into bits and pieces of the puzzle, you know, different traditions, different styles of teaching. So all these just doesn't come together. So that's my talk. Home practice.